Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of TheStankCast. I'm the host, HamStank. He's your co-host, Craig Moo Cowie. Craig, say hello to the people.
What's happening, people?
What is happening, everybody? Big weekend ahead of us. We've got UFC 300 main card coming up. Last week we spoke a little bit about the prelims and the early prelims, which we all know. Now we all know it's a banger because we explained it to you last week. But coming off of those, here I've just realised that we have to do our predictions for this as well.
Oh yeah,
and add them onto the bet.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah,
So we'll
got
remember
that
them.
coming up. But first of all, we'll go through the fights and we'll do what we did last time.
Yeah.
Speak about each fight, and then we'll pick our one. I think I might still have that selection somewhere.
Did you not do it on your betting app, whatever it was? Did you not put it in?
No,
Or
I
did
don't
you write
think
it
so.
down somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
You must have written it down somewhere because you did it on something.
Sorry,
We'll watch the pod
I
back
was
and
ready to
see.
say it. We've not
See-
got it
see if-
recorded, but
Yeah.
this week on the pod, we're going to talk a little bit about the UFC main card, and then we'll just see where we go from there. We're really excited about it this weekend. It's looking like it's going to be another long weekend for boys over here in Europe watching. It's on at like what?
Main
Event starts at like
3?
10 past 3 or something.
Yeah. It's like fight past prelims 11:30, prelims 1, main event 3.
Yeah, so it'll be
Yeah.
like 10. Oh, you said the
Post fight
that's
pressers
the one.
6:15. Yeah.
Yeah, so by the time we get to sleep, it's going to be about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I've got work at 10 o'clock, so.
I do not.
Well,
So
the benefits of not working in hospitality.
yeah.
Anyway, either way, I'm still excited to stay up. I'm not going to be going to sleep for this one because the
Yeah.
whole way through it's quite a good night. So get the whiskey out, chef.
Oh, I'm not on colour or anything, so fucking
The whiskey is getting fired.
it will be flowing. I'll tell you.
Anyway, on the main card, first of all, you want to talk us through a little bit about the first fight?
Okay.
You know the first fight better than I do.
So the first fight is Bo Nickel. I'm actually buzzing for Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
I really like Bo Nickel.
Oh, I've seen his 2 fights. I've only seen him since he came in the UFC.
Yeah.
I knew people like Joe Rogan were speaking about him for time, and Ariel Helwani had been speaking about him as well a little bit back when I was traveling. I was listening to their pods a lot, and they used to speak about them a lot. So I'd heard their names, but never really watched them. Then I saw him when he came to the UFC. You can see why people were hyping him up.
Yeah, no, he's got like elite level wrestling, like Olympic level wrestling, and he's really does a good job of like transferring it into MMA, like making it like wrestling for MMA rather than just like Olympic wrestling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so he's adapted to his own style. Kind of thing,
and he's done a really good job, So, him, Cody Brundage, good all round fighter. Like I say, not a massive name, but obviously
I was just about
Bo
to say
Nickel's
that.
not
Not
really-
a massive name, Brundage, but when you look
it's
at
only
his
fight
fights,
3. Yeah, it's only the third fight in the UFC, so you know what I mean. You can't really. You don't want to put him against someone too mental too soon as well, just in case it pushes.
Who's that? You mean Nickel?
Bo Nickel. Like you don't want to, like, obviously he was talking about calling out Hamzat and stuff like that, but and he reckons Hamzat's wrestling's terrible and that he would out wrestle Hamzat easy, no problem at all. Which
you gotta like the confidence. Don't
you've got to like the confidence,
like
but then it's like, do you real? But on the real, like you don't actually want to put yourself there that soon. Do you know what I mean? Because
How old's
Hamzat probably
Bo
does
Nickel?
have better striking, so
How
it's
old's Bo
like.
Nickel?
Let me have a look.
Am I right in saying he's like 25, 26?
I actually don't know. I don't have his name anywhere here. I don't have his age anywhere here. It doesn't actually tell you.
Does it not have it on the fight breakdown thing, no?
Nah, I've actually just gone to like that his full UFC profile as well, and it doesn't say what his age is. I'd imagine mid-20s.
I'm pretty
is
sure
where
he's
you're
still
looking
quite
for.
young as well. So you're right. Throwing him into a big fight with a big name at this stage could go one or two ways. But
Cody Brundage is decent.
I was just about to say that to you.
He's not a shite fighter. You know what I mean? Like he's good. He's well-rounded. Like mostly striking, I'd say, but he's a really well-rounded striker. He's same height, same size. Do you know what I mean?
Take down defense on point.
Yeah. So it'll actually be a really good fight, regardless. I think it still really could be another first round finish though for
Nickel.
For Bo Nickel. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because the last time he went against that guy that was on his debut in the UFC, and then he actually went out his way to strike more. He didn't even shoot the takedown.
Yeah.
And his striking was good, but I can't see him going to keep that up. Like I feel like I think there'll be a quick shot. There'll be a quick shot and a takedown and an attempt to try and finish him ASAP Rocky, like I think.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think the last one was to prove a point and to like find a striking a bit, but I think like Cody Brundage is a better striker than that last guy. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't think it's
a smart move.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
at the same time, you only get better by fighting better people. So he has to, like you say, his wrestling is Olympic standard, like wrestling. So if his striking's not there to be a UFC champion, he's going to need the striking to improve.
But it's lucky in a sense of, like, if your striking's not great, at least, like, you don't have to have, like, the fear of a takedown. Like, if you're a wrestler that's trying to work on your striking, like, for strikers, there's always, like, the fear of a takedown against a wrestler. Do you know what I mean? And it can put your striking off a little bit because you don't want to, like, overextend some shots and stuff in case you get taken down. But the other way around, like, it's not the same. Do you know what I mean? For a wrestler, like, you can play with the striking a little bit more because there's not really the fear of being taken down. Do you know what I mean? You don't really mind overextending because if someone shoots, especially someone like Bo Nickel, is overly confident in his wrestling takedown defense, that if someone shoots on him, he's going to be all right. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, but I think it's completely different when you're adding in that striking. Like, it doesn't matter if Bo Nickel, how good his wrestling is, right? If somebody improves their takedown defense to that stand, he's going to meet somebody who's got that good of wrestling. He's going to meet somebody in the UFC who's got the takedown defense. So he's going to need to rely on other things, which is going to be striking. So if he lacks striking at the very start of his UFC career, which is a good thing he did in his second fight, he then showed.
But
that
that's the thing that you'll work on in the gym, though. Like, it's not, you don't necessarily just use fights to find out how you're striking. It's like you'll work on it in the gym, and then you'll use it.
His last fight was 4 months ago.
Yeah.
So you're going to think he's going to have been striking a lot in that time. So he's probably going to want to come out and show it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking. As much as I was questioning it, that's what I'm saying there. I'm saying that it probably is right in the case because he's a wrestler and he's that confident of his grappling, he can afford to strike. And do you know what I mean? Because even to worst case scenario, I suppose, even if he got, like, knocked down, he's probably not going to be worried about the person jumping on him and, like, mounting him because he'll be able to wrestle into it and, like, work away. But do you know what I mean? So I guess he can be more
worried for the ground and pound.
Yeah, he can be more confident in his attempts to strike, knowing that he's probably not going to get taken down, so he doesn't need to worry about that bit at least.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Whereas that Brundage is going to be overly cautious with his striking going into this fight against Bo Nickel because the fear of the takedown is going to be there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
So but then again on Bo Nickel, that's going to give him more opportunities. That'll open up his striking more. True. But
who was Brundage's last fight?
I explained a little bit too much of that there. I fucking gave a little bit too much of my opinion there, I think. I think I just waffled about Bo Nickel on that there a little bit.
That's exactly what the podcast is for.
Yeah. Giving your opinion. Something in my brain's telling me I was speaking absolute pish.
Yeah, it's just the anxiety, bro. Right. So Brundage, tell me his last fight.
Cody Brundage's last fight. Oh fuck! Now you're asking me questions.
You had it up before.
Yeah, I know. But so it was Reese. Zachary Reese.
Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately,
I feel like we'll have watched the fight. He was a KO TKO in a minute and 50 seconds of the first round.
And when was it?
It was December the 3rd. It was just December.
Definitely watched it.
Yeah, we definitely watched that. So
yeah, we definitely watched it.
Yeah, and it was a knockout inside 2 minutes of the first round.
Co-main event was it?
I don't know.
You might not tell you.
No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to remember if I remember the card. I remember watching Brundage fight, but I couldn't remember his last opponent. But if you look at Brundage's stats a lot, heavy striker. Doesn't do a lot of takedowns, if I'm right in saying. Takedown defense solid. Yeah. So it'll be a test. Really, the test of that one will be, can his takedown defense stand up to Bo Nickel's takedown attempts, and is Bo Nickel striking improved enough that he could potentially stand on the feet with
at least has the opportunity to try. Do you know
absolutely,
at
least first round.
Having a look, it's mental, right? So I know it's just because of how short his fights have been, but his takedown average is 11 takedowns for every 15 minutes.
Oh wow!
It's 11 takedowns, but it's obviously because the fights have only been like a couple minutes with a takedown. So obviously when you average it out, his takedown accuracy 50%, and that Cody Brundage takedown defense is 73%, which is actually pretty decent.
It's really good.
However, like we said, it's really good against someone with good wrestling, but against someone with
elite
peak wrestling, like the pinnacle of wrestling, like it's maybe not going to be enough. But we'll see.
Well, give me your prediction. Are we going round?
I'm going Bo Nickel submission.
Okay.
I'm reckoning first round he tries to strike with him. It goes okay. Maybe takes a couple shots and doesn't really like it because Brundage is actually alright at striking and stuff like that. And like Bo Nichols isn't great. Like it's good, but it's obviously.
I'll go.
So I reckon second round submission from Bo Nichol.
I'm gonna go Bo Nichol decision.
Are you really?
Yeah.
No, I'm going second round submission from Bo Nichol. I need to stop moving the table. It's me this time. Keep on wobbling the camera like fuck. Anywho.
Yeah, I'm going Bo Nichol submission decision because I'm going
to need to watch this back so I can remember that we've said that and I'll note them down. So,
because I believe I'm going to go and trust on Brundage's takedown defense and the fact that his striking is pretty good. And I'm going to go off the fact that Bo Nichol's striking hasn't improved dramatically since his last fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go, but I think with the takedowns and stuff, I'm going to think that Bo will probably get the decision.
Fair. Okay, that works for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go Nichol decision.
So you've got Bo Nichol decision. I've got Bo Nichol round 2 sub. We'll write that down. So next is
market.
The next one is Oliveira and Sarukian, which
Sarukian
needs no introductions. The champ has no name. The champ has no name? The champ has a name. Oh, phenomenal. The champ has no name. He has no name. Yeah, sorry. So, anywho, the champ has a name, Charles Oliveira, Arman Sarukian. You give me your opinion. Well, I'm flipping the script on you here.
Right, okay. Oliveira, we all know, sits on his back, plays in guard, tries to shoot up submissions from that.
Mm-hmm.
Sarukian, I'm going to say... do you want me straight off the bat, like, prediction, or do you think...
I want you to give me an opinion on how you think the fight's gonna go, and then I want to give you your finish, like what you think's gonna happen, who wins and stuff.
Give me Sarukian's stats.
Okay, so
go with this. I want to see his
43% wins by TKO,
yeah.
24 by submission,
yeah.
and then 30 by decision.
Well rounded.
3.85 significant strikes landed per minute, not too bad. 48% significant strike, not the greatest. 50% defense. He's got takedown accuracy is 36%, but his takedown defense is 75%. But you don't really, Oliveira's not the one to shoot a takedown, so he's very well rounded. He's a really good fighter. He's a fucking really good fighter.
Tell me how many times he's been subbed though.
How many times has he been subbed?
Yeah.
Jesus, now you're asking my questions.
This is why we need Jake here, man.
Give him a shout. I don't know if he has been subbed. If I'm being honest with you, because he's only got 3 losses, right? And they are from Gamrot, which is a unanimous decision. Dariush, which was no, sorry, he won that one. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, who did I say? Yeah, Gamrot beat him by unanimous decision.
Is this Islam beat him?
Yeah, Islam beat him also, I think, by decision.
And that was a war, no?
Yeah, he beat him by decision.
He stuffed all of Islam's takedowns and stuff as well.
Yeah, he did. He stuffed all Islam's takedowns. He actually showed ridiculous takedown, like defense and just takedown capability. Yeah, he took Makhachev down himself.
Yeah, well, I'm going to think this is going to be Sarukian TKO round 2.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. Oliveira's going to try and play his little stand-up game and go to his back, and Sarukian, I think, is more than happy to just stand and drop bombs from the top. And Sarukian's pace is mad, no?
Yeah, like he's got savage cardio.
Yeah.
He's got mental cardio, but that's the wrestling background, like you said, with fucking all that shit.
Yeah, I'm going Sarukian TKO round 2.
So I think his other loss, actually, was to Aubin Mercier. You know, I was saying like the PFL.
Yeah.
The guy that's the PFL champion. Yeah, having a look at this.
That was his other loss?
I think that's who he...
You're not telling me he beat him?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So, but everyone else in the list, it says that he beat them, but this one says decision round 3. It doesn't have a win over his name.
Interesting.
Submission.
How do you think about Oliveira? Because Oliveira's been a little bit different since losing the title.
Oliveira's just hard to gauge, though, man. Because
what Oliveira did you get on that night?
Exactly, and the problem is Oliveira could be like almost getting finished and then win.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem. Like you don't like. I personally, I don't think you see Oliveira come out and he doesn't ever come out and have a performance where he just dominates somebody. Do you know what I mean? It's always back and forth, but it's like he gets rocked and he goes to his back, and when other fighters you'd be like, oh no, he's on his back, you're like, don't go in there. You know what I mean? You're worried for the other guy. So it's really hard to say. Like I generally, something in my head's telling me round 2 KO for Oliveira.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm thinking round 2 KO Oliveira. Like, because I feel like people get comfy with his striking because it's a bit like he's got a really good striking, but they get comfy with it round 1. They land a few shots and stuff like that. Then they go all out. They can't really finish him. It ends up being a bit of grappling. Then round 2, he lands something mental. Like he just like times a shot really nice and lands it like what he did to Gaethje and stuff like that.
I don't see that happening here.
I think
Sarukian's pace is going to outdo him.
I think he gets outstruck by Sarukian in round 1. He ends up on his back. There's a little bit of some guard work and stuff like that, but it doesn't really pan out for him. They start out second round. He starts landing a little bit more, then starts getting outstruck, and then kills him, and then kills Sarukian.
Nah, I'm going to say
I think
exactly the same first round. Sarukian pressuring, sticking it on him. Oliveira going to his back, eventually throwing up some legs and trying to throw stuff up. Looking tired. Sarukian will lay on him a lot once he's on the ground, tire him out. Second round, Sarukian's going to come in and knock him out.
Okay.
And I'm going to think it's going to be early in round 2 as well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm thinking second half of round 2.
Yeah, I'm going to say first half of round 2.
Okay.
Not that matters, but that's just my prediction.
So round 2, Sarukian win for you. Round 2, Oliveira win for me.
Yeah. We could just write it on the board.
I'll remember it. I'll remember these ones and we'll write them down.
Good one.
Right. Next up, the real main event.
Yeah, the people's main event.
Yeah. Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway.
Yeah,
honestly, that's going to be slamming.
Yeah,
that's going to be slamming.
Like we've just said, the people's main event. The real reason people are going to be buying UFC 300 is Gaethje Holloway. That promises to be a banger.
It's going to be mad interesting though, because obviously, like Max Holloway, the last he came out to 155 was Dustin Poirier, and he lost because obviously you could just see that at 155 the power he just
didn't have it.
Yeah, there just wasn't power there, and he didn't. The people at 155 hit so much harder, so it wasn't so easy for him to just take and go.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I think this time he's going to be less inclined to try and just dog it out. Like he'll want to fight a more strategic fight.
So.
Like, well, see, so normally I wouldn't think so, Max Holloway, but in the situation he's in, because like the winner of that, realistically, it would make sense to be getting a title shot.
What, for the 155?
Because Gaethje just KO'd Poirier. So if he beats Holloway as well, he should probably get the title shot.
Nah.
Head kick KO'd Poirier.
Yeah.
And then he beats Max Holloway. Definite title shot. The definite title shot.
What,
so
at Islam?
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Nah.
Gaethje got beat by Islam and then came back. Well, took a little bit of time off and came back.
But Holloway's not even the champion at 145.
Smoked his last 2 fights.
Holloway's not even the champion at 145. You know what I mean? So
well, you could make an argument that Holloway wouldn't get a title shot, maybe. But if Gaethje definitely gets a title shot if he beats Holloway.
But this is what I'm saying. Why does Gaethje get a title shot for beating somebody who's not even in the same?
Because it's almost like it's a filler fight. Like it's just 2 cool names that you want to fight, as opposed to it being for something. Do you know what I mean? Like Gaethje and Holloway is a sick fight.
Yeah, I agree
with
that.
But because like when you look at like the level that Poirier is at just now, and where he sits, and then Gaethje just went and beat him in the fashion that he did.
But who else has Poirier beat?
Pretty much all the top 5
recently.
Let's
I think his recent Poirier's recent last fight was
the thingy. No, it was that he lost.
No,
his last fight was that French guy that he just fought. What's his name again? He literally just fought like fucking a weekend or 2 ago.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm not putting Gaethje in for a title fight after fighting Holloway. I just don't see it. Holloway's not even the champion at 145.
No, but you could have given Gaethje an excuse to have a title shot now, like without having fought.
You're gonna have to bring up the 155 rankings here.
I'm actually just trying to
do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to open Dustin Poirier's thing to show you how many people. I was hoping you would fill in my computer time with some chat. Anywho, so Saint Denis. That's who he just beat.
Yeah.
Then he got beat by Gaethje, but then he beat Chandler. He got beat by Oliveira. obviously that was. But then he beat McGregor. Then he beat Hooker. Who was it? Holloway, Alvarez, Gaethje the last time they fought, and then back then it's like Sergio Pettis.
Further back, yeah.
Yeah.
So who did he fight after McGregor? This time, going forward, not going back.
Oliveira.
And lost.
Who lost. Then he beat Chandler.
Yeah.
Then he lost to Gaethje. Then he beat Saint Denis.
So he's 2-4. Poirier.
Yeah, technically, but obviously the 2 wins against McGregor, they were only 2021. That was only a couple of years ago. So that still means he's had about 7 fights in like
McGregor
2 years.
coming back off of what though? I mean, that's McGregor coming back off not being in the UFC.
But also he's like beat fair enough if it was in 2018, but beat Alvarez when Alvarez was good. Then beat Holloway, regardless of what you say. Holloway's a hard guy to beat. Finished Holloway, I believe, as well. No, for decision. Beat Hooker before Hooker went all funny. Beat McGregor twice, regardless of what you say. It's beaten McGregor twice. Then beat Chandler as well, and then beat that Saint Denis who was like meant to be an up and comer. Yeah, he lost to Gaethje and Oliveira, but that's it. Like Gaethje and Oliveira is like the champion, and Gaethje, who I'm now saying,
go and bring me up the 155 rankings. Okay. And because that's an interesting point you've brought up, thinking that they'll get the title shot next.
It just should, like, also just for his performances alone, like Gaethje came back after saying he wanted this last title run, completely different as a fighter. Like, I don't calculated, so calm, so cool. It was different.
I don't hate Gaethje getting a title shot. Like, so I like Gaethje as a fighter, but what are you looking at here?
Right, so we've got Islam. Yeah, so Oliveira's ranked number 1 under Islam, and then it's Gaethje's 2.
And who's after that?
Dustin Poirier.
4.
Surukian.
5.
Gamrot. Chandler. Dariush. Fiziev. Hooker. Jalen Turner. And then we're getting down into like fucking Moicano, Dos Anjos, Bobby Green. Saint Denis is 11th. Because obviously he lost the thingy. But
so why the fuck are Gaethje and Oliveira not fighting? Or because they just did?
Yeah, because Oliveira beat him.
So why did Oliveira not get the title shot?
Because he turned it down when he got offered it the last time because he wasn't ready for it, and so they're trying to set up something else. So I think it's likely that possibly if Oliveira wins, like if Gaethje and Oliveira win it, you could, I suppose, do them versus each other for the title shot. But like, say Oliveira loses and Gaethje wins,
then you put Gaethje and Sarukian.
So that's what I'm saying. Nah, bro, you get Gaethje to fight fucking Makhachev, because then Makhachev doesn't have a fight for ages. And that's if Sarukian...
Who was Islam not talking about fighting? Was he not talking about fighting...
Oh, he was on about fighting Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, he was chatting shite. He doesn't get to do that yet. He doesn't deserve to do that. Like, that's mental. But
does he deserve to do
he doesn't.
that?
He doesn't.
Why not?
Because he's not...
He just
like, there's so many people in his weight division that he should be fighting instead.
Who's he fought since champion? Just Volk?
Let's have a wee look. Let's actually open up. So, since champion, he has fought, Volkanovski twice, and, he took it off Oliveira.
So he's only fought Volk?
Yeah, and realistically, right, look at his resume before this, right? You're comparing him to Poirier, right? So he's fought Volk twice and Oliveira, high-level people, right? Before that, Green, Hooker, Moises, Dauber, Ramos, Sarukian way back then, Johnson, Tibau, Lentz. Like that's Islam's record. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not.
Oh, so he hasn't fought.
So when you're being like, obviously Dustin Poirier, like who's he really fought? It's like who the fuck is Makhachev fought? But then I'm not discrediting him because obviously he's maybe fought people that aren't that good. But then he beat Oliveira and he's beat Volkanovski twice. So you can't doubt his capability. Like he's a total unit.
Nah, kind of fair play. Like, maybe he doesn't deserve to go and fight Leon Edwards yet. Maybe he should have to fight
he definitely needs
Gaethje.
to fight that top 5 situation. He needs to fight Gaethje. He needs to fight Poirier. He's not fought. He needs to fight Gaethje and Poirier and debatably Oliveira again. If he was to beat the 3 of them, then
Gamrot. Where's Gamrot at? Who's he fighting next?
I don't know, bro.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm not an encyclopedia, bro. Like, I'm Jesus Christ.
Well, one of us has got to be here.
Do you know fucking Lance Armstrong? What? No, right. So,
bro, you were talking about Gamrot off the pod about how much you liked him.
Yeah, but I don't have his fucking.
I was just asking what.
I don't have his fucking list of fucking opponents in my head. Right, Gamrot. So, Gamrot's last fight was Dos Anjos. He beat Dos Anjos. He beat Fiziev.
Oh, so that's him. Yeah, Fiziev was.
Fiziev. So he's 24-2. Gamrot.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, we're getting off of the fights that we're on. So.
Okay, maybe I'm turning around to the. Sorry, maybe I'm turning around to the Gaethje might get a title shot, but I don't think. Yeah, he did knock out Poirier, who's 3.
Yeah, he head kicked Poirier and fucking KO'd him.
If Oliveira's not wanting to fight him now, because it should be Gaethje Oliveira then. That's what we should. But
it's because that happened so recently, and Oliveira beat him.
Still, I would still say run Gaethje and Oliveira back. Let Gaethje run it back and see if he could do it again.
I think you see if they both win. If they both win their fights, then that makes sense. Then get them to fight each other. But if only one of them wins their fight, then whoever wins their fight, you give them Makhachev.
Yeah, fair enough.
But let's move on to the next one. So what's your gauge here? Mine's is I'm going second round. I love the fight, right? I love the fight. I just think Gaethje should be fighting somebody else in the top 5 to get the title fight. I don't think. Yeah, but this is
fighting somebody
UFC 300 fight.
I think is
what this is.
I get it. I 100% get it. But if
Card's looking a bit stiff. Yeah.
Get that right on it.
What's your gauge? So I'm actually genuinely. It sounds well, but I'm going Gaethje second round TKO. I actually think he'll KO Holloway. Third round. I'm going Gaethje third round KO of Holloway.
Oh Christ! I don't see Holloway winning, but I would just love it if he would. I like Gaethje as well, though. I'm sitting here talking as if I don't like Gaethje, but I do. But Max Holloway's just so cool, man.
What's your gauge then? Take your guess. Justin Gaethje round 3 KO for me.
Yeah, I'll go Gaethje 2.
Gaethje round 2 KO. Okay. Right.
I'm upset by that. I don't want to lose the bet. That's why I'm not going Holloway.
You fucking whore.
Otherwise, I would just go Holloway because that's how I want to win.
Well, right. So next one's co-main.
Ah, okay.
Weili Zhang and Yan. I think it's Yang Zhaonan.
Okay.
That's who it is. So
both Chinese fighters.
They're
pretty much they're pretty much identical people, right? Just with different records.
Oh.
No, but like their height, their reach, their height, their reach, like everything about them.
Yeah, they've both got
stats.
3 losses. They're roughly pretty much the same height. They've got the same reach. They've got basically the same leg reach, same weight, obviously. So
I wasn't being racist. I wasn't.
I'm just checking.
I was just talking about fighting.
Yeah, the difference is there's an inch difference in their height, and Weili is 24-3, whereas Zhaonan is 17-3.
Yeah, and Zhaonan has less wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
I just always, regardless of the situation, my money will always be on Weili Zhang because see her highlights videos. Like just when they play them before she's fighting at the UFC, they're actually terrifying.
Yeah,
like there's not another female in the UFC that scares me more than her. Like the power and like the total fury in her highlights when you see her KOing people and stuff like that, it's fucking terrifying.
It actually makes you respect Rose Namajunas even more for beating her.
I just for me, I think had that head kick not landed, she was going to get beat. Rose Namajunas. Yeah, I just think that was.
Leon's head kick
I know it's the same as everything.
If
but
Leon's head kick hadn't landed, he was going to lose that fight.
I think Weili Zhang's a much better fighter than Namajunas.
Yeah.
But kudos for landing that head kick because fair fucking play.
That's what I'm saying. You've still got to be in there to throw it.
Yeah, Weili Zhang, like she's like a Chinese robot built to fight. It's mad terrifying.
Yeah, they're making them in a lab somewhere because they've got a second one coming through.
Yan Zhaonan's really good too, though.
Yeah,
like she's a really good striker, not so much grappling heavy, but. My thing, I'm going Weili Zhang.
You think in knockout centre of this card, like?
No, this is the one I'm thinking this could go the full way. I'm going,
really?
Yeah, I think this could be a full way.
Okay, it's my choice first.
Okay.
I'm going Zhang round 3 submission.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going Zhang points.
Okay.
Zhang points.
Yeah, I think she tires her out with the striking wrestling a little bit.
Yeah.
And she gets a finish in round 3.
It's gonna. One thing I know is it's going to be a mental fight. Like they're gonna be throwing.
Well, you look at those
shots.
Top 3 fights. Those are like sluggers. Like they're going to throw.
Yeah.
Bangs
for sure. I can't see.
None
of those are grappling matches. Like none of those guys are
the bottom 2 might be.
I think that's the thing. Like the bottom two are quite likely to be, and the top three are very likely not to be. Yeah. Like there's absolutely no way fucking Gaethje or Holly are shooting takedowns on each other.
That would be wild. You just hear the crowd start.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of Gaethje when people say he's allergic to wrestling? Because there's a match when he was against Chandler. He went to like shoot a takedown on Chandler, shot the takedown, got a hold of his legs, and then instantly just done a backwards roll and a handspring and like threw himself backwards off of it. And if you see the video, it looks mental, eh? And everyone's like, he's like literally allergic to wrestling, eh? Like he shoots and he just goes and throws himself off of fucking Chandler's like legs. It's fucking hilarious.
No, you have to show me that after the pod. I've not seen that.
Introduce the final fight for me, Chef.
Final fight of the night, rounding up what will be a classic night of UFC, is Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. Banger of a fight coming in, both heavy-handed boys. Pereira's only got 4 fights in the UFC, but he's looked unbelievable in each one. Apart from obviously his loss to Izzy, but that was just great game plan by Izzy.
I think he was beating Izzy in that fight.
He was.
If you ask me,
that was
like
the game
way
plan
it was,
from Izzy.
Like,
play possum and take the shots come, and then he did. He did. But then you've got on the other side Jamal Hill. What is he? 17-1.
12-1.
12-1. Sorry, his only loss comes to the famous Paul Craig of Scotland.
Hoorah!
Come on,
that savage, disgusting armbar where he's like broken his arm and he's like arms folded the other way while he's trying to punch him in. Like that was mental. The ref didn't call that. That was so wild.
But Jamal Hill has come back stronger since then, a lot, and just started piling on. I think deservedly so gets a title fight. Well,
he was the champ, and then he didn't get beat, did he? He just had to. He was injured or something. Yeah. So there's. Yeah, that makes sense. Him getting a shot at fucking
and both of these boys, absolute knockout artists. What is Pereira's knockout percentage? 83%?
Oh, 88%, I think it is actually.
And Hill's is 75 or something, you said?
64% for Hill, and the rest are just decision.
Yeah.
And then same for Pereira, 88% KOs, and then the rest is decision.
Yeah.
Which is wild. 13% of your fights is by decision. I don't know how they've done the maths there, but they've got 88% and 13%, which I don't understand.
Because one fight went to decision, he got a knock and 2 knockouts and 1 loss, because he knocked Izzy out.
It's 3 knockouts and 1 knockout loss, is it not? It must be 3 knockouts and a decision. They must be rocking his stats, because the maths behind that doesn't work. They must be doing his stats based off of before the UFC too.
Because he's had 2 knockouts, a loss, and a decision. No.
Yeah, so the math. No, he hasn't had any decisions. 0%. Oh no, sub. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, must be 1 decision.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, but I don't understand how they've done the maths on this one.
88% on knockout percentage.
How is there 88% and 13%? They don't go together.
It's definitely from something's gone wrong on the UFC website there.
Either who, it's going to be a slamming fight.
But all the stats are leading you towards is the fact that they're going to be throwing bangs and there's going to be a knockout. In the main fight.
I can't see that going past 3 rounds. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody's getting killed in 3 rounds, I think.
Can I ask the question? Is Zhang's fight a 5-round fight? Title fight, innit?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the
2 top fights. Yeah, the 2 top fights are both 5-rounders.
Yeah. And you've like we were saying on the prelims and that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 champions fighting on the card. 5 previous champions fighting on the card, and in the early prelims and prelims you've got another 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So from bottom to top, you're talking
it's mental.
slamming card.
But what's your predictions?
I'm going Hill. Jamal Hill decision.
Do you really? I think Jamal Hill round 3 TKO.
Cool.
Man, I think Pereira's going to...
Because as soon as you said that, I think Pereira now.
Yeah, that's what I said. As soon as I said it, and I'm like...
I think Pereira's going to win this now.
Because when I think about it, like... Oh, yeah, the striking Jamal Hill's has been good, but... I'm trying to think what he's been like when he's been against people that are actually really good strikers.
I'm just thinking, like, Pereira is like... I might be wrong, but he just seems a lot more, like, intense, ferocious, like... Whereas Jamal Hill almost, like... He's more fluent. He like kind of plays less striking,
precise, dinking away. He lands hard shots, but it's mostly like playing away footwork, landing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Pereira will close you down, he'll pin you down in a corner, and he'll just start throwing bangs.
Yeah.
And like every shot he throws hurts.
Yeah, he
like,
wants to
really
like
hurts.
snipe, unload when you're jacked into the corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
It could be Pereira too. You
Fuck
know.
it, I'm going Pereira round 3 KO. I'm changing my mind completely. I'm flipping the script.
I'll stay with Hill.
Okay.
Hill. Oh, but do I want a decision? Because we've just went and talked about how much is going to be a knockout.
I can't see it being a decision. Like,
But I could also see it being like an absolute banger where they are just slugging it out, and one of them gets to the end of the bell. They both get to the end of the bell. Sorry.
I hope that's what it is.
I would love to see. Obviously,
25
you want to
minutes
see a
and then beating the
knockout.
piss out of each other would be awesome. But
Oh fuck! It's 5 rounds and it's not 3. Oh Christ! It's not going.
yeah, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's not going.
It's not good
It's not going 5 rounds, bro.
Oh, bro. Did you say Pereira 3? That's annoying.
Yeah, Pereira 3.
I'll go Hill. I'll stick with Hill. Hill 3
Okay, Hill 3, Pereira 3. Okay.
or Hill 4.
Hill 4.
Done.
Okay.
Lock it in. Hill 4.
Sold. So Hill 4, and I'm going Pereira KO 3. And that is your roundup of our predictions
are.
for UFC 300. I'm fucking pumped. When is it? Next weekend?
Is this weekend?
This week.
This Saturday?
That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah, the weekend coming.
Yeah, this weekend.
Weekend. Oh, that's fucking lit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
I'm going to have to tell the boys at work, I'm going to be a bit hungover on this Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll be fine to cook. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just playing in this chair now.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
the
see that.
ADHD, man. It just
Is it?
creeps up on you. Well, that was your roundup, like Kerry said, of the UFC. That was our thoughts and what we think is going to happen. Me and Kerry will have a bet. Are we going to record us watching it? And like take clips of it and like take out the bits we don't need?
We could have a wee look. Yeah. Oh fuck! I'm kicking hell.
You know what I mean? We could put the camera up on the top and get like an aerial view of our reactions to some of the knockouts and stuff, and just take out the bits.
We can always put a camera on top of the TV. Just
we need to sort out a live stream type situation. Because I've got a Twitch in that setup, but not for the StankCast.
Yeah. We'll suss something for it.
Yeah.
We'll suss something for it.
I think it would be good to do.
Yeah,
It'd
be a good watch party, like for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
We'll have a look into that.
I think we might be more welcome on Kick, but
Yeah, because it might get a bit violent.
yeah,
Emotionally.
What else? What was moving on from that? That was the UFC roundup.
Staying on fighting though.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. There was a 2-day spell last week, right, where there was a video circulating around social media of the ice hockey.
Yes.
Where it was a 5-on-5 scrap, right? The puck gets dropped and boys just drop their gloves and just start scrapping, boy.
Because you were meant to show me it.
Have I not shown you it yet? Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, mate.
I'm going to watch it right this second.
Oh, we might have to try and find it and put it in the pod.
So
people don't know the one we're on about, right?
Yeah, you explain it.
Well,
does
it tell you what the teams are?
The Devils versus the Rangers?
Yeah, okay. So
Oh, wait a minute.
New York
again,
Rangers.
5v5 fight, yeah, NHL.
Where are the Devils from? Where are the Devils from? Chicago?
I don't know, mate. To be fair, you're asking me ice hockey stuff. I wouldn't have a Scooby.
I might be butchering that, and that's bad from someone who likes ice hockey. But yeah, and the Rangers versus Devils ice hockey game.
Yep.
Basically, what happens if you don't know hockey? You're allowed to fight every so often. Not allowed. Like you can get sin binned for 5 minutes if you have a scrap. But there are scraps that are like set up where you can sometimes have like a person on the team who's just there to be an enforcer to like stop a really prominent player on the other team who's like taking over the match. You could send out your enforcer to hit them and like maybe knock their confidence or something. You know, it's a valid tactic in ice hockey that's been going on for years, and it's like
There's a movie about it as well.
yeah, it's called Goon. Yeah,
Goon, yeah.
It's the guy that played Stifler, I think.
Yes, yeah,
it's
it's
the guy that played Stifler. But it's probably one of the most valued things about hockey is the fact that they're scrapping in it. Like one of the things fans love the most about it is that the fact that there can be a fight.
I fucking love that.
Often.
The fact that they can just if you're like, I don't like you, can just go, right, that's it, glove down, gloves off, stick down, let's fucking go.
And then there's rules to it as well, like you say. It's not just like you can have a fight and like take your skate off and try and chase somebody around the ice or anything.
Sorry to think, but New Jersey Devils?
New Jersey.
It says NJ Devils and NY Rangers.
Yeah,
so
New York Rangers
and
versus
New Jersey Devils.
which makes sense. They hate each other.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was I saying there? Yeah, there's rules to it.
sorry.
So like, if you basically, as soon as somebody hits the ground, the fight's over.
Yeah.
Like if one of the guys who's in the fight hits the deck, the referees come in and split it up straight away. No other punches can be thrown.
Mm-hmm.
It's sticks down, dashed away, no sticks used, gloves off. Sometimes helmets come off, but helmets mostly get punched off.
Yeah. I wouldn't be choosing to take my helmet off if someone was going to try and punch me in the head.
And it's not like a normal scrap where they're both standing like that. There's always one hand on the chest, right? And it's these little punches like that, like right up, and he's holding your thing here, and he's just punching you in your face.
Do you know what it is?
Rough, man.
They all remind me of, I can't remember what the fight was, but I think it was on Pride. And you'll know it, the video, and it was like the Asian guy with the long blonde hair and the other guy, and they're both got a hold of each other's collars.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Like both just
that's
like
what hockey fights are,
That's
bro.
exactly what it makes me think of every time I see one. Just both grab and hold and just both
that's what it is.
dinking each other in the fucking
It's just
face.
these little ones like right up here.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Haymakers coming over to take the helmet off. But normally these fights are like one-on-one.
Yeah.
And it'll be like discussed, as in like the boys will be skating around the ice playing the game, and something will happen, like somebody will have been tripped, hit badly, or something, and then it'll be organised. But this time, when the Devils and the Rangers took face off, it was obviously organised beforehand. Boys, the two wingers on the far side of the ice, as soon as the puck dropped their sticks and
went for it
and just started scrapping, and then everybody else just on the ice just started going as well. So it was a 5-on-5.
Yeah, well, I just watched the video there, and that's hilarious. That's it. But I have some questions.
Go for it.
So, obviously, if you fight, you get sin binned.
Yeah.
So, and it says here, so it ended up being that 8 players got sent off, 4 from each team.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't have a 1v1 with the 2 guys left on the pitch. So can you put other players on?
What do you mean? Yes. So
if you get someone get sin binned, you can bring another guy on for him.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay, that's fine. Because I was just
Not
thinking
sin bin. So like if you.
So I'm thinking rugby. Sorry, because obviously I'm using it as sin bins and rugby.
Sin bin, like you get put to the side. If it says they got thrown out the game, they're out the game. So like if what all have happened is the 4 players.
They were ejected afterwards.
Yeah, that ejected out of the game.
Okay.
That's not put in the sin bin. The sin bin, like you'll get a 2-minute penalty for a minor thing like tripping or slashing.
Yeah.
Or you'll get a 5-minute penalty for fighting. It can be longer sometimes. Or you're chucked out of the game. So those, if you don't know hockey, a hockey team normally has about 18 to 20 players, and like 15 of them will sit along the bench. You have your 1 goalie in goal, and then you have your 4 players.
Yeah.
So you have your 2 defenders and 2 attackers. I just talk shit. You have your goalie and you have your 5 players. You have your
so it's a goalie and 5 players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's 6 on a team.
Yeah, on the ice at one time,
Yeah.
and then you have lines. So like normally a coach will set up his team in lines, line 1, line 2, line 3, and they'll have 5 people in each line. Who like they'll have 3 people in each line, the attackers, and then the defenders will always be in a pair. So like when the coach on the side yells change, line 2 will jump on and line 1 will jump off.
Okay,
it works like that. So you can always rotate players. So when players get ejected, you've got plenty of players.
Right, that's fair. That's decent then.
But that's not even the most mental fights. Like I've seen live. Like my brother used to play for the Dundee Stars.
Yeah.
When he was 16. So he was like 16. He was like one of the youngest boys playing for the pro team. And he was really good, really quick, skillful. Obviously because he was 16. And they were playing the Fife Flyers, who are like the Stars and the Fife Flyers are the biggest teams in Scotland. They play in the Elite League now. The massive rivalry for years.
Yeah.
And Alan came on, was skinning all these people, and then ended up getting in a fight. And the Stars team, obviously, because he was the youngest on the team, a whole bench cleared out, man.
Yeah.
Both benches on the ice just scrapping, like 40 boys on the ice just throwing goalies and everything, just dropping sticks and coming at each other. Goalie for goalie, they'll head from one end to the other. When the fight starts, they'll just head for each other, missing everybody out of the way. Just that's just the best bit about the sport.
Amazing. See, because genuinely, every time I go to watch my little brother play football, that is absolutely what I'm dreaming of happening in my head.
Just
because they all argue and handle and shout, give each other abuse. I'm
that.
just screaming for 11 on 11. They just absolutely fucking batter each other. Nah, they don't do anything. Yeah.
But when you go to the ice hockey, like that's the thing, because there's so much violence actually like happening, the boys getting smashed against the bench. You'd expect the crowds to be even wilder and like more hyped up, but a lot of the time they're a lot more respectful at hockey games. Saying that, when I went to the Belfast Giants game for my brother Stag do, we were sat in the Giants bit and the away fans were next to us. As soon as the match ended, there was a scrap between about 2 65-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, mate, everyone had cleared out I was like last person. I was last in the queue to leave out.
Geriatric scraps, man.
I just saw two old boys just fucking going at it, man. Beers getting flown in at it.
Amazing.
It was mental.
Amazing.
And then the thing is, the place is that crowded. They've got like 7,000 people watching them.
Yeah.
8,000 people watching them in a little stadium. So when you come out, you're all cramped together in a hallway like this, walking one way.
Yeah.
So these boys are scrapping, and then 30 seconds later, they're fucking two people apart walking behind each other, just talking.
No,
you know what I mean? It's weird.
Making
But
best pals from your scraps at the
Yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
hockey night.
They probably went down to the went down to the pub after that.
The fact that is, like, that's probably my favourite bit about hockey. Like, I've watched little bits of hockey, but not a lot.
See, some, like, when you watch hockey and, like, you understand, just when you actually watch it, like, see what some boys can do with their stick.
Yeah.
It's just their stick handling with a puck. It's like Messi with a football, man. It's like it's glued to his fucking stick, man. Like, some of the stuff you can do, I watch a lot of the highlights, because obviously it's on at, like, stupid o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah, of course.
Like, during the week as well, so I can't stay up all night every night. But when I watch the highlights on YouTube or on Twitter or that, some of the goals you get are just phenomenal, mate. Like, I would implore anybody to go watch the Stars up in Dundee. I know it's quite pricey, but they have to fucking pay quite a lot to play the game.
I do watch some, like, of the highlights, like, and I watch, like, quite often get them coming up on my TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, people, like do little hockey videos of people scoring cool. Like, there was one I seen the other day, and it was absolutely mental. The boy was, like, he got to just basically, like, start. He, like, stopped, and he just started it, and then he obviously, like, not that far from the goal, and it was, like, stopped for some reason, and then he was going. And when he go, he, like, flicked the hockey puck. It was, like, up on his stick, and he'd done this, like, mad skill to pop it around like 3 people, and then in the air, like, dinked it, and then, like, knocked it into the top of the goal. And it was fucking awesome, eh?
While they've got the stick in their hand, they can have the puck on the top of the head of the stick.
Yeah.
And they can, like, flip it up and, like, twist their arms about and move the puck so that people think the puck's going another way, and then they end up, like, throwing it over somebody and then hitting it in. Like, some of the boys, like, in the NHL, like, these boys have been, like, brought up on the ice.
Yeah.
And, like, just some of the stuff.
All from, like, Canadian places and nothing like that, where it's just cold as fuck all the time.
Yeah, Canada's the best for it. Canada's definitely. I loved, like, some of my best memories of going up and watching Alan play ice hockey, because it was just fucking so good, man. So good. Like, even, like, I used to love it when he got in a fight, man. It was great. My mum would be in tears, but
you're more than likely to find me watching the fucking these hockey fights, mate. That we're going to talk about these actual things that we came across on social media. You know, like the actual league that's for, like, hockey fighting.
Yeah.
So a brief summary is I came up across, was it on TikTok I was looking at when I came across them. Came across these videos, and it was like I'd gotten interested in watching all the videos of the hockey people scrapping and anything like that. And then the video came up, and it was just 2 people on ice in their full hockey gear just fighting. And there was no game of hockey or anything like that. They were brought out there, like, just to fight.
Helmets on and that as well.
No, I think helmets were off and the gloves were off, but it was just the outfit and the skis, I think. And then it's just like
the skis.
The ice knives. The ice skates.
Yeah.
And so it's just the ice skates and the equipment, and then they were scrapping. I just thought it was slamming, like 2 people on batting fuck at each other until someone's hits the ground, and then stop it, and then the next 2 people come on, start batting it. I think it's sick. I'd imagine it's probably Russian, because most of that mental shit like that, car jiu-jitsu and everything like that.
Like what's the what did you just say there?
Car jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I was going to say basketball jiu-jitsu or basketball MMA. Is that not Dagestani?
Oh, when they're running, they take each other down and things. I think that's Russian as well.
Yeah, probably.
Obviously, it could be Dagestani as well. To be fair.
Yeah, I know Khabib in that play. Yeah, so that's why I just assumed.
Because they've got the one with where it's bouncy. Yeah, and it's like basketball with bouncy things, but you can also
like tackle people mid-air and that. Yeah. No, your hockey fights, like the ones that you were watching on TikTok, they just class. I wonder how much interest you get from that. Like, how much interest could that generate? Because look at slap fighting.
Yeah,
slap fighting, like, is actually doing pretty well.
I think as well, because
if you made that a proper league,
because the way hockey fights are done, it's like a hockey fight genuinely when they happen is more like a street fight than what an MMA fight is.
Yeah,
because, like, obviously in a street fight it's not like fucking maintain distance, 1-2, might as well shoot the top. Like, it's swing. It's like get a hold and it's try and knock them out fucking AP.
Like, get them on the ice.
And I think that's what the hockey fights are more like as well. It's grab a hold of them and fuck them up, get them on their back ASAP Rocky, which is what
it's
a
all
street
about
fight's
sneakiness,
more like.
Right? See, being a fighter in the hockey, you have to be sneaky. Like,
feint the uppercut for the overhand
loads
right
of stuff.
instead.
Like I said before, with like grabbing the shirt and like you've got you have to have a hold of them.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to lose your balance. Just to have that hold there and then be able to plant your back foot and just quick jab up into the chin.
Yeah.
It's just so effective. Like it really is. I love it, man. That's what got me into ice hockey.
We'll make a thing of it. We'll find out if it's good. We'll get a set of roller skates and we'll try and scrap on them and see what happens.
I've got loads of sets of roller skates up in
I
the
know.
home, bro.
I don't. Nah, fuck my roller skate
He's
set would
already
be
backing
years
out.
old.
He's already scared,
I don't know. No, I was thinking about where my set of roller skates would be. But they'd fucking be in the bin years ago. Like,
I've got plenty for you.
oh, beautiful.
You've got the gloves. I've got the skates.
What size are they?
My dad's size.
Size
So,
is that?
like, what are you, like 10, 12?
10 and a half.
Yeah, he'll be like that. He'll have anywhere between 10 and 12.
Beautiful.
I've got
Hockey jitsu. Is that what kind of jockey? No.
Pause.
Anywho,
something else that could have had mad scraps, but I don't think it actually did this time. Was the Old Firm. The Old Firm happened
on
Saturday.
Sunday. Okay. I don't know.
Yesterday.
That was a guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, the Old Firm happened. Rangers versus Celtic, the biggest rivalry in Scottish football.
Are they at the top of the league right now?
Yeah.
Who's at the top?
Of course they are. It's Rangers.
I was just making sure.
I think Celtic are 1 point clear of Rangers, but Rangers have a game in hand. Is that right? Might be right.
I don't know. I asked you
But
because
they
I'm
drew-
not fucking Scooby.
Well, the thing is, right, I'm not, as everyone's well aware, I'm not a Rangers fan. I'm not a Celtic fan. I'm not that intrigued in the Scottish League,
Yeah.
purely because of how competitive it is not. And
It is not.
well, it's not. And but there is absolutely no denying the fact that the Old Firm is the biggest rivalry in world football. I don't care about.
Oh, do you think? What? Scotland? Do you really? In world football?
Mate. Absolutely. There's no rivalry bigger than Rangers and Celtic. I'm
For
telling
real?
You that. I'm telling you that now.
Oh,
They
that's intriguing. I'm intrigued by that. But
Listen, they may be relegation championship teams, but the rivalry is fierce.
yeah, but that's a big statement,
That's a
mate.
joke,
Like
mate.
over
I
the
was
world.
just joking.
There's the whole world.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I can't.
Fair.
I can't think of a rivalry that runs deeper, like really deeper. Maybe some of like the Italian teams of back in the day. What are you trying to say?
No, I'm not. I'm
You
not
had
doing
a-
it.
you had a
I'm-
horrid
I'm
thought.
Yeah, I'm having rough jokes that I was going to make there, but I've pulled myself back.
You can do them. That's fine.
Nah.
Anyway,
No, I can't.
but like, if you look at like rivalries all over the world, you look at Man United versus Liverpool.
You were right, by the way. It was Sunday. It was 3-3.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
it. I was at work at the time. It was on
Yeah.
in the pub. Yeah, I watched it. It was a mad game, actually. To
Yeah.
be fair, the biggest thing about the Scottish League is the referees are fucking terrible, bro. Like really bad. See when you
Yeah.
compare it to the English Premier League
Mhm.
and you get the Scottish Prem, it's just fucking. They're just shit, man. I just don't get it. Like.
Just bad referees, or
Yeah,
like
just bad refereeing decisions. Like
Yeah.
they crumble under the pressure a lot of the time. They make just bad calls. They don't follow through with like checking up on VAR enough. It's just weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's dodgy in the SPL. But that match as a neutral was entertaining to watch. Like Jake's one of our best mates. He massive Rangers fan. Like if Rangers lose, it genuinely ruins his day. Like it could ruin the rest of his next week if it's a big loss. You know, if he was to go into the Rangers versus Celtic game and Celtic, he was telling me like he had trouble sleeping the night before thinking about the game and that.
for
You know
real.
what I mean, that's how deep, like that's how much they all care about it. And don't get me wrong, and just people are going to say that's Rangers fans for you. Celtic fans are just as fucking
Yeah.
bad. You know what I
It's
mean?
something about football though, mate. Like football, like breeds like some real like die-hard fans.
Yeah,
Like
man.
when you like with football, it really breeds it into like your bones.
Because-
Like people care about it like it's family.
Well,
It's
football,
mental.
Like I've always said, football was part of the infrastructure of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
country back
yeah.
in like 100 years ago,
Mhm.
and it's just been woven into that sense. It's
Yeah.
kind of not so much. You don't find it so much for Scottish teams, but when you were in Glasgow and stuff like that, and you were fighting for work, and it was that's all that mattered was the
Mhm.
football.
Yeah.
So it's kind of engraved in you from that. But Rangers and Celtic, the rivalry goes so deep, and it goes back so long, and it's been constant. It's never
Yeah.
stopped. And the fact that it's the two biggest teams in Scotland, they're both in Glasgow. They're obviously opposite ends of the religion from each other.
Yeah.
It's been a massive clash from that from years. It's not so much that anymore, I would say. Some people try and still make it about religion, but if you're grown up enough, you know it's just it's just a rivalry, a sports rivalry now. So it probably isn't as fierce as it was, but
Yeah.
it's still the most fierce rivalry in sport and history.
Well, it would be if it was the real Rangers, but. Right, now to dip past that
I'm
comment,
going to
that
get
was a
so
funny joke.
many messages off that. Who's that cunt you do that pod with?
Isn't it like Rangers PLC now or something? But yeah, as you said, there is only a 1 point between them. Celtic are 1 point above Rangers.
Rangers have a game in hand.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the next team is 15 points behind them. But what I will say is fair play for Rangers. Looking at here, if I'm reading this, GA is goals against, yeah.
Goes
5. That's all Rangers have had this season.
what?
Goals against, 5.
Nah, bro. What's it say?
Celtic has had 14, Hearts have had 18, Kilmarnock have had 18, St Mirren 24, Dundee 32. It gets
What's
more
the
the
other
further you go
ones?
down the
What
list.
does it say? Goal
GF,
difference.
goals for.
All right.
So 28
What's their goal
goals
difference?
for, 50.
And they've only conceded. There's no way they've conceded 4 goals because they conceded 3 against Celtic on Saturday.
Well, they've
on
conceded
Sunday.
5, so it's obviously Celtic, and then only. Well, they've only got 3 losses. Mate, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, mate, but I'm on the SPL website. Cinch member Premiership, GF, GA, and GD, 28 goals for, 5 goals against.
Goals against 15.
5. So what's away? Oh, in total. I didn't realise it was set up into home and away. There's 2 different sections. I was just reading the one section. So 15 then.
Oh yeah, and then add on the other one, so 19 in total.
That's what I'm saying. 15 and 5. Goals against
20.
15 and
So
then goals
conceded
against 5.
20
20. Okay.
goals.
Fair play. I was about to start giving some respect to fucking
I mean,
Rangers
conceding
there.
20 goals in how many games?
1.
31 games. It's not bad.
It's not great.
Well, if they conceded less, they'd be top.
Yeah, but they've got the least goals against them, least goals scored against them by
total.
quite far.
Yeah, fair.
Because the next behind them would be
Well, what
Celtic
does that tell you?
with,
Well,
like,
as a
fucking
non-football fan,
26.
right? What does that tell you? Rangers have conceded the least goals, but they're not sitting top of the
that they
league.
can't finish.
That their attack needs to be better.
Yeah, it does. It means that it tells me that they've got a decent amount of ball control and their defence does a good job. They just can't do fuck all with it at the top end.
Yeah, they're lackluster getting into the final third is like where they fall flat. They've got
Right, okay.
a guy called Dessers who's actually okay. Hit or miss sometimes, but
And it seems to me that
Need a good
Hearts.
had a good season. Hearts, by the way.
So Hearts
Good
have
season.
have done okay, but cannot quite seem to score as much as they should. Like it seems like they've maybe won most of their matches with small wins. Is
Yeah,
it?
it'll be 1-0 and 2
Yeah,
wins.
because they've not got that many goals for, but they're still third. Fair play for them being third. Honestly, I think when I used to watch Hearts,
had a good
when I used
season.
to watch football, Hearts were fucking middle way bottom of the league.
Hearts have had a good few seasons actually. Last season they were alright. How's Dundee? Are they still sitting 7th?
6th above Hibs.
Oh, come
Hibs are
on.
7th.
What's the point difference?
4.
My dad's a big Dundee fan.
No. Sorry, 1 point different. Dundee's 1 point above Hibs with a game in hand though.
Is the table split yet? It must have split.
Doesn't look like it's split.
It must have because we've played 31
Oh, it's
games.
Rangers versus Dundee is the last match to happen.
Okay.
Once that match happens, they'll all be on 32 games. Is that all the games they play?
No, I think it goes up to 38,
Okay.
I believe.
Oh, your phone's died.
Oh, that's not good. Well, we'll just go off your camera for. Well, we're going to end the pod here anyway. You know what? I'll just jump in your camera. Oh my god.
Jump over here.
Hey. Oh my god. Anyway, I'll bring my mic over.
Okay.
I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to sign off for this episode. You're getting a shorter one because my phone's died. And
Yeah, it's still 50 odd minutes, so it's long enough.
yeah. Once again, thanks guys for listening / watching. Leave a like on YouTube and remember and follow us on Spotify. It helps us out more than you know. Anything else to say, Kevin?
No, just keep watching. Please keep watching. Share around.
Yeah.
If you
Share
don't,
it
if you
around
don't enjoy it, I don't care. Just please keep watching anyway.
Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.